Evelyn had no home and no help, but she never lost her courage. Life had taken everything from her until she met Ben, a billionaire and a man of great influence. Their encounter changed everything in ways no one could have imagined. Sit back, relax, and dive into this captivating story. Like and subscribe. The evening air was thick with tension. Evelyn was folding her clothes neatly into a box. The sound of hurried footsteps and hushed whispers outside her door made her uneasy, but she brushed it off, thinking it was just her stepmother and step-siblings gossiping as usual. A sudden loud voice broke through the silence. "Where is my necklace?" Miss Rita's voice thundered through the house. Evelyn flinched. She knew that tone all too well. Her heart started to race. She got up quickly and rushed towards the living room, where her stepmother stood, her hands on her hips, glaring at her. Rita's two children, Amanda and Felix, stood by her side, pretending to look concerned. "Ma, what is it?" Evelyn asked, her voice shaking slightly. Miss Rita turned to face her fully. "My diamond necklace is missing. The one your late father bought for me. And I know exactly who took it." Evelyn frowned. "I don't understand, Ma." Amanda stepped forward. "Oh, stop pretending. You think we don't know what you did." Felix crossed his arms and smirked. "Yes, you stole it. Just admit it already." Evelyn took a step back, shaking her head. "What? Well, I would never steal anything. I swear I don't know anything about it." Miss Rita scoffed. "Oh really? Then why is the necklace inside your bag?" Evelyn's heart dropped. "What?" "Yes, go and check your bag," Miss Rita said, folding her arms with a wicked smile. Feeling a wave of panic, Evelyn ran back to her room, her hands trembling as she unzipped her bag. And there it was, the diamond necklace, resting right on top of her clothes like a piece of evidence waiting to be found. Her legs felt weak, and she collapsed onto the floor, staring at it in horror. Miss Rita and her children appeared at the doorway, their faces twisted with mockery. "Caught red-handed," Felix announced loudly, clapping his hands in mock celebration. "No, I didn't put it there. I don't steal," Evelyn cried, grabbing the necklace and holding it out as if to prove her innocence. "Please, Ma, I don't know how it got there. Someone must have put it in my bag." Miss Rita shook her head. "Lies. If you are not a thief, then tell me, how did my necklace magically appear inside your bag?" Tears streamed down Evelyn's face. She looked from Miss Rita to Amanda and Felix, searching for even a hint of sympathy, but all she saw was amusement. They were enjoying her pain. "Please, Ma, you know me. I would never do this," Evelyn sobbed. But Miss Rita had already made up her mind. She stormed into the room, grabbed Evelyn's bag and dragged it outside. "Out! I will not share my house with a thief," she yelled as she threw the bag onto the dusty ground. Evelyn ran after her, still begging. "Please, Ma, I have nowhere to go. This is my father's house. Me stay. There must be another way to sort this out." Miss Rita turned on her with a look of disgust. "Your father's house? Then let your dead father or your dead mother come and rescue you now. I am in charge here and I say leave. That is final." Amanda and Felix burst into laughter, clapping their hands like it was some kind of entertaining drama. Evelyn's body shook as she stared at the people who were supposed to be her family. They had never truly accepted her, but she never thought they would go this far. With her heart breaking into a million pieces, she wiped her tears, bent down and picked up her bag. She turned to look at the house one last time, then walked away into the cold night, her legs feeling heavy with each step. She wandered the streets, her vision blurred with tears. The market women were packing up their goods, and shop owners were locking up for the night. She had no place to go, no one to turn to. After hours of roaming aimlessly, she found herself near an abandoned building. Exhausted, she sat on the hard ground, hugging her bag tightly against her chest. The night was cold, and the world suddenly felt so big, so lonely. She had lost everything, and she had no idea what to do next. Evelyn was only 8 years old when her mother passed away. She had been the only child, and her father, a hardworking man, struggled to balance work and raising her alone. In his search for a mother figure for Evelyn, he married Miss Rita, hoping she would help take care of the home and love Evelyn as her own. At first, Miss Rita acted kind. She cooked Evelyn's meals, helped her dress, and even smiled at her often. But everything changed after she had children of her own. The love she once pretended to have disappeared. She beat Evelyn over the smallest mistakes and treated her like a servant. When Evelyn's father was home, Miss Rita pretended to be a caring stepmother, but once he left for work, her true nature showed. Evelyn endured it all, hoping that as long as her father was alive, she had a place to call home. But a year ago, her father fell sick. His condition worsened quickly, and before Evelyn could fully understand what was happening, he was gone. His death changed everything. Miss Rita no longer hid her cruelty. She stopped Evelyn from going to school, claiming, "There is no money to waste on a girl's education." Instead, she took Evelyn to a mechanic shop and forced her to become an apprentice. "I don't want to do this," Evelyn had protested on the first day, staring at the greasy hands of the other mechanics. "Do you think you have a choice?" Miss Rita sneered. "You will work, and you will bring money home. This is not your father's house anymore. It is my house." Evelyn had no choice. At first, she hated the loud noises of tools hitting metal, the smell of engine oil, and the way customers dismissed her because she was a girl. But over time, she found herself enjoying it. Fixing cars gave her a sense of purpose. The other mechanics were kind to her, teaching her tricks and skills. The workshop became a small escape from the misery at home. Then came the false accusation. Miss Rita and her children had framed her for stealing the diamond necklace, and now she was on the streets, alone and abandoned. The first few days were the hardest. Evelyn wandered through the markets, looking for food. She begged strangers for money, but not many were willing to help. Some ignored her, while others chased her away, calling her a street child. At night, she had nowhere to sleep. The first night, she curled up near a closed shop, using her bag as a pillow. The cold wind bit at her skin, and hunger gnawed at her stomach. She cried silently, hugging herself for warmth. By the third day, Evelyn's feet ached from walking all day. She had barely eaten and had no idea where to go. She passed by a woman selling roasted corn and hesitated. "Miss, please, can I have one?" "I haven't eaten," she asked timidly. The woman eyed her suspiciously. "Do you have money?" Evelyn shook her head. "Then go away." "I'm not running a charity," the woman snapped. Tears welled in Evelyn's eyes as she turned away. She continued walking until she found an abandoned wooden stall near the market. It was small, but at least it provided some shelter. That night, she laid down on the hard wooden surface and tried to sleep. That night, Evelyn had a strange dream. She was standing in a beautiful place, surrounded by tall trees and bright flowers. The air smelled fresh, and the sky was golden. Then she saw her mother. She looked just as Evelyn remembered, beautiful and warm. Her mother smiled and reached for her hand. "Follow me," she said softly. Evelyn took her mother's hand and followed her through a grand gate. They entered a massive mansion with golden walls, sparkling chandeliers, and rooms bigger than anything Evelyn had ever seen. It felt safe, warm, and inviting. "From now on, this is your home," her mother said, her voice gentle. Before Evelyn could speak, everything faded. She woke up with a start, her heart racing. She looked around. The wooden stall, the dirty ground, the distant sound of market women setting up for the day. It was all the same. She wasn't in a mansion. She was still on the streets, alone. Was it just a dream? Or was it a sign? For the first time since being thrown out, Evelyn felt a tiny spark of hope. Maybe, just maybe, something better was coming her way. The sun was beginning to set, casting an eerie glow over the lonely road. Ben, a billionaire businessman, sat in his sleek black car, frustration written all over his face. His car had broken down in the middle of nowhere, and despite all his efforts, he couldn't reach a mechanic. "This can't be happening," he muttered, rubbing his temples. "I've heard this road is dangerous at night. And now I'm stuck here with no help." He dialed a number again. "Hello. Yes, my car broke down. Can you come over?" "Sorry, sir," the voice on the other end said. "I'm busy with another client." Ben sighed and tried another number. "The mechanic you're trying to reach is out of town," the person informed him. Ben groaned. "Oh no, what am I going to do now?" Just as he was about to step out of the car and check under the hood himself, he heard a voice from the shadows. "I can help." Ben turned quickly, startled. He scanned the area and spotted a young girl standing near the roadside. Her clothes were worn out, and she looked a little dirty, but there was something strong and confident in her stance. "Who are you?" Ben asked, narrowing his eyes. "And what are you doing out here alone?" "My name is Evelyn," she said, stepping forward. "I live around here." Ben frowned. "You live here, but there are no houses around. How is that possible?" Evelyn hesitated, then said, "It's a long story. Let me check your car." Ben scoffed. "You fix a car?" Evelyn gave him a determined look. "Yes, I used to work at a mechanic shop. I know what I'm doing." Ben still had doubts but was out of options. "Fine," he said, stepping aside. "Go ahead." Evelyn moved swiftly, lifting the car's hood and inspecting the engine. Ben watched in silence, surprised by her confidence. In less than 15 minutes, she wiped her hands on her torn scarf and stepped back. "Try it now," she said. Ben hesitated. "Are you sure?" "Yes. Start the car." With doubt in his heart, Ben got into the car and turned the key. To his amazement, the engine roared to life immediately. "What? No way!" he exclaimed, stepping out of the car. "You actually fixed it. You're incredible." Evelyn smiled faintly. "It wasn't that difficult." Ben, still in shock, reached into his wallet and pulled out some cash. "Here, take this. You just saved me from spending the night in the middle of nowhere." But to his surprise, Evelyn shook her head. "I didn't do it for money," she said softly. "I just wanted to help." Ben stared at her, speechless. He had never met anyone who rejected money before, especially someone who looked like they had nothing. "You're really something," he said, shaking his head. "But tell me, what are you really doing here? You said you live here, but this place is dangerous. You shouldn't be alone." Evelyn sighed, glancing away. "I don't have anywhere else to go." Ben felt a pang of sadness in his chest. He reached into his pocket, pulled out his business card and handed it to her. "If you ever need anything, call me." Evelyn hesitated, then took the card and nodded. "Thank you." Ben got back into his car and drove off, but his mind wasn't at ease. The entire way home, he couldn't stop thinking about the girl on the street, the young, talented girl who had just saved him but refused his money. That night, as he lay in bed, sleep refused to come. The image of Evelyn, standing alone on that dark road, haunted him. "I have to do something," he murmured to himself. "I can't just leave her out there." By morning, he had made up his mind. He was going to find Evelyn and change her life forever. Ben couldn't shake the thought of Evelyn from his mind. The image of the young girl alone on that dangerous road haunted him. He had barely slept the night before, and by morning, he knew he had to do something. He drove straight to the spot where he had met her. To his relief, she was still there, sitting on the roadside with her arms wrapped around her knees. When she noticed his car, her eyes widened in surprise. "You came back?" she asked, standing up. "Yes, Evelyn. Came back to see you. How are you doing? How was your night?" Evelyn sighed. "I'm just surviving, Ben. It's not easy." Ben nodded. "I know, and that's why I'm here. You're too young to be living like this. You need protection, a place to stay." For the first time, Evelyn felt like someone truly cared. She hesitated for a moment, then spoke. "I don't belong here, Ben. I didn't choose this life. My stepmother threw me out after falsely accusing me of stealing. Since then, I've had no place to go. Ben's expression hardened. That's unfair, Evelyn. No one deserves that. He paused for a moment, then smiled. But guess what? I have good news for you. Evelyn's brows furrowed. Good news. What is it? I have a job for you. You can work as a housekeeper in my home. You'll earn an honest income, have a safe place to stay, and won't have to worry about food. Evelyn's eyes widened in shock. A rich man like you wants a street girl like me in his house? Ben chuckled. Evelyn, it's not where you come from that defines you. Anyone can become something in life. I believe you deserve a chance. She hesitated. I don't know, sir. It feels strange. Ben's expression softened. I couldn't sleep last night, Evelyn. It didn't feel right leaving you out here. Please just give it a chance. If you don't like the job, you can leave whenever you want. Evelyn took a deep breath. After a long pause, she nodded. Okay. Ben smiled. Good. Let's go. Together they got into his car and drove off. Evelyn stared out of the window, lost in thought. She couldn't believe what was happening. As they approached Ben's mansion, her heart pounded. The house was enormous, with tall gates and a beautiful garden. Inside, a woman was waiting for them. She was tall, elegant, and had a sharp gaze. The moment she saw Evelyn, her expression changed. Jenny, Ben said with a smile. Meet Evelyn, our new housekeeper. Evelyn swallowed hard. This must be Ben's fiancée. Jenny folded her arms. A housekeeper. And where exactly did you find her? Ben sighed. It's a long story. She needed help, and I offered her a job. Jenny's eyes darkened. Ben, are you serious? You brought a random street girl into our home. She's not just a street girl, Jenny. She's a hardworking, kind person. Jenny scoffed. Oh, really? How do you know? Street girls can't be trusted. They do unimaginable things. Ben's expression hardened. She stays, Jenny. That's final. Jenny opened her mouth to argue but stopped herself. She knew Ben well enough to know he wouldn't change his mind. Instead, she turned sharply and walked away. Evelyn stood awkwardly, unsure of what to say. She had barely stepped into the house, and she already felt unwelcome. Ben placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Don't mind her. She'll come around. Evelyn nodded, forcing a small smile. She had been through worse. She wasn't going to let this break her. As she was led to her room, she suddenly remembered the dream she once had. Her mother leading her into a beautiful house. Maybe this was it. Maybe this was the beginning of a new life.